Okay, so final score, final game of the season, St Ives Town 2, Stratford Town 2, joined as always by Ricky Marheineke. Ricky, we'll talk second half of the interview about quick summary on the season, but the game as a whole, you must take heart from that after being 2-0 down to get a point.
Yeah. The second half we felt it was going to go that way, and I've got to say that the Stratford lads have done unbelievably well, because having to play Saturday, Monday, Thursday, Saturday, it is really poor and unacceptable for any group of players to have to compete in that, especially when you're challenging for the playoffs, and to perform at the levels they did. And I thought the first half was an even game, and then I thought the second half we dominated, as you'd expect, because they ran out of steam and dropped off. But could we have won it? Possibly. Alex Collard's header. We needed to score the first goal in the second half and send it to 1-1, and I think if we had done that, we would have gone on to win the game. But the second goal sort of killed it. But the lads done well to come back from 2-0 down and get a point.
And I have to speak about the decision for their penalty, their first goal. What's your thoughts on that?
I can't really see it from where I am.
No.
All we see was, firstly, Habs is in the wrong position. We've got upset plays, and he shouldn't even be where he was. That's the first thing. And the second thing is wrong side. So I don't know whether there was contact, whether it was penalty, whether it was soft or not. But I just look at the facts, and the facts were he was in the wrong position. He shouldn't have been there, and he was the wrong side of the ball when it arrived. So if it was a penalty, it was a penalty. If it wasn't, it wasn't. It's irrelevant now, isn't it?
Yeah. And then sort of looking at where we're finishing, obviously we finished on 50 points, which is always a magical target every season. And I think we finished 16th. Are you happy with that?
I said mixed emotion. I just said to the players, I've got mixed emotions about the whole season.
Yeah.
And the reason is because they deserve so much credit for getting over the line, finding ourselves in the position that we finished. However, I think we are a few points short of where we should have been over the course of the season. So lots of praise and lots of credit for making sure that we got over the line and got to 50 points and avoided the drop. But we shouldn't have been in that position, I don't think. So we showed again today for large parts how good we can be, but we also showed in parts today how defensively fragile we are, and the soft goals that we concede, which ultimately have resulted in us not winning games or not picking up points in games when we should have.
But taking heart as well from like the teams we have taken points off, specifically in the top six. You look at Kettering, Bedford with 2 wins against Harborough. So you must look at that and think, that gives us.
There's only one team that beat us twice this season, and that's Barwell.
Yeah.
And we said that if you want to stay up in leagues, you need to make sure teams don't take 6 points off you. And nobody else in the league managed that except for Barwell, who were relegated. And if you're going to kick on in the league and not only just stay up but have ambitions of doing well and competing, you need to make sure that you take 4 points from the teams that are below you, and we didn't do that enough. Sudbury, we only took 1 point from. Lowestoft, we took 3. Barwell, we took none. Biggleswade was only 3. Hitchin was only 4, I think. But we didn't do well enough against the teams that were at the lower end of the table, which you can't target games and look at those, but that shows also how strong the league was this year. So to get to 50 points, I actually think was a really good achievement.
We've spoken before about how the strength of the league, and I think this season it's kicked on again, hasn't it? There's teams who are putting lots of money in it and so forth, and there's lots of quality again, isn't there?
When you're managing a team that, I think apart from probably Biggleswade, we've got the smallest budget in the league. Lots of people talk about budgets. I'm not standing here saying that. That's facts. And it's when you look at other teams and the money they're spending, it's frustrating. Frustrating because I don't have it. But I don't envy the money that's in it. If they've got it, then fair play to them. It's just as difficult as a manager having to put together a team on the budget I'm working with. But there's also a hell of a lot of pressure on the teams that have got money. Look at Spalding, look at Harborough, Kettering. Having money, you still got to spend it well. You still got to sign good players, and there's a bigger expectation. So it's I haven't enjoyed this season in terms of the recruitment. When you look at the players that we've lost throughout the season, within the space of 3 weeks, we lose Theo Alexander to Dorking, we lose Johnny Edwards to Kettering, we lose Kobe Chong to an Achilles injury that's done him for the season. We then had Amaru, who got recalled and went into the first team of Cambridge United. It's the whole front four, and then you're speaking to players, and the thing that annoys me is when you speak to them, one of the first questions is, how much money can you pay me? And that is, unfortunately, when there's money in the league, it inflates the wages and the money that people are asking for, and that's when it becomes really difficult. So, but we've done it again. I think finding some of the players, Amir Hadi, who was before we signed him 4 months prior to that, was playing step 6. Ethan Creary has been unbelievable, stepping up from step 5. Cambridge United again, and Stevenage with the loans of Albie O'Keefe and Amaru and George Mundy. They don't charge you. We're not even paying for George Mundy. It's the relationship with them clubs is invaluable, and we're so grateful for that. So yeah, that's we've done it again. We managed to find them every year, but next year we'd like to build rather than rebuilding again. Yeah.
And just looking into next year, obviously Michael Richards has been out for the season. You mentioned Kobe Chong, 2 players there, I think, which are big losses which you've seen on the pitch. Are you looking to get them back? Yeah,
hopefully. Michael probably won't be back for the start of the season, but is. Junaid Mead playing centre midfield, you can't replace Michael Richards. No. Last year he was the best centre midfielder in the league. I think he got 15 goals from centre mid, and he was your captain, and he's a warrior, and he's got great experience. And we missed him massively, but he'll be back. I think if we can have him back for September, then that's huge for us. But it's dependent on his rehab and how he reacts to his training when he's allowed to start doing it.
I was going to say for you now, probably can't come up for air, but I guess you could start thinking about next season and who you need and who's going to leave.
The season's the easy time for us managers. Look, we've got to look at our pre-season. I'll have a meeting with the club next week just to go through, and then we'll start putting our pre-season schedule together. And look, I'm not going to stand here and say we don't know who we want to sign, because every manager has a list of players. We've spoken about it as staff. We've got a few of those that we're really keen to speak to and bring in and develop and turn them into good step 3 players.
And just talking about players, one point on players is obviously the performances of Dan Wilkes this season. We spoke before last season, I think, about getting a goalkeeper, regular keeper, but he's been outstanding.
Every minute of every game he's played this season. And look, I said, went through and thanked the experienced players just a minute ago in the dressing room, and they've all contributed so much this season in different ways, not just on the pitch but off the pitch as well. But Dan Wilkes' first game, How's Own away, we lost 1-0. It could have been 10. He was outstanding, and there's been games this season where he single-handedly kept us in it. He was
save at Royston.
He was responsible for the point at Royston that kept us up. And even today, in that dying minutes, where the lad gets in at the back post and looks like he's going to score, and he tips on everybody. He's a terrific goalkeeper, the best in the league, and I don't care what anyone says. I've been in the league a long time, I know. I've seen a lot of goalkeepers. He's a special goalkeeper and a special person as well. Really nice lad, and I'd do anything for him. The same as I would, Alex Collard is a winner at this level. He stepped in when Rico was injured, and we knew he was going to be out for the season. He took the armband. He's led by example as well. So it's, as a manager and as a club, as St Ives Town, to have 2 players like that agree to sign and agree to play for this football club is a testament to how far we've come, because 3 or 4 years ago we would never be able to sign those sorts of players, and we've managed to get them over the line, and hopefully, fingers crossed, they'll be part of it next season as well.
That's brilliant. Well, Ricky, listen, thank you so much for spending time with us after each game, and thanks for a great season. And I think it's the 9th consecutive season we've stayed at this level, so Nigel tells me. So
9 seasons.
That's pretty decent, isn't it?
And look, for a club of our size, it's massive, because eventually, as we've seen with the teams with the lower budgets, Barwell today, Biggleswade, Hitchin as well, the last couple of seasons. There's no coincidence. The teams that are fighting at the bottom of the league are always the teams with the smallest budgets. It's the same in the Premier League. It's the same when you come to step 3. So it's getting harder and harder with the money. We look at the teams that are coming down with Needham Market and Rushall, 2 strong teams, and then the teams that are coming up with Corn and with with Royal Bedford. It's not getting any easier financially. You know, those teams are well backed, and we'll just do what we do. We just let everyone do what they do, and we'll just focus on ourselves. Make sure that we do our due diligence. Make sure the dressing room's good, full of good people, and look to find those gems that we manage to find every year that help us be competitive and stay up.
And the final word to the fans. I suppose you've been here home and away as well.
Brilliant. Listen to you guys as well, not just the fans, but all the volunteers, Nigel, Marina, yourselves, Janet as well, and Chris George and Damo and Graham Dollin. It's like the media team is fantastic. It's the fans have been really, really good, even during the difficult periods. They were still behind the group, still behind the team. Come and supported, got behind us, really helped us. The crowds have been good, especially second half of the season. After the highs of last season and not reaching those highs, it's easy to turn the back on the team, but they haven't. So listen, I thank everyone. It's my job is a really difficult job, and sometimes it's a really lonely job. and having everyone behind you and supporting you and turning up every week and speaking to you and being how they are, it really helps.
Okay, well, Ricky, many thanks. Have a great evening tonight.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you.